Excuse me. Hey you, it's Tony for emodels.co.uk. Welcome to the final part of the T-800 build. Yeah, they're all glued on. So, without further ado, let's crack on with the episode and we'll finish doing the basic farting thingy, doodah, hickey, this. Right, let's come back to this base. Them skulls are still freaking me out. Especially, where's it gone? That one there, it's upside down. You shouldn't be able to see that part of a human being and it's freaking me out. Excuse me. Right then, I have a very hazy memory of ages ago. It's well over 6 months ago now. We did all this kind of work to the bricks. And I said at the time, don't worry about it because we're going to come back and do all the bits and bobs. And I have a hazy memory of taking this outside and giving it a matte varnish. Just to kill the oil paints back a little bit and seal them in. So what we need to do now is figure out whether we're going to add some kind of paint over the brickwork, you know, like you see with all buildings anyway, you know, the plaster rendering stucco-y type thing over the top, or I'm just going to leave it with bricks. We've got two sides. Why don't we do both? Yeah, why don't we do both? Okie doke. So, taking some dark dirt, hang on, try that again, dark dirt clay wash from a company that isn't sold by eModels, but you should be able to get it from eModels as the UMP version of the bottle I'm using here. Brush. So, I found it. So hopefully in the last video you saw me using the clay washes through an airbrush. Just perfectly well. That made sense in my head. And again, we've got a little glass bead in there somewhere just to give it a good shake and get everything agitated. And we're not quite as bubbly as the black wash was. There we go, just literally dip into the bottle. Gets a bit awkward. But we're literally now just going to smother that entire area. So we'll do this on the back side. And then give it all a good pasting round. Now if you use a gloss varnish over the top of your paintwork you've already got, what you'll find is it'll just smear straight off the varnish when you come to wipe this away again. Using a matte varnish, we're just giving it a little bit more key to work with. Let's get some in there, that's it. So it'll be a little bit grippier when we come to wipe this off again. When it's dried. So put it back down again, reload the brush. As you're working with this, you'll feel the grit of the clay. It's quite a bizarre sensation. You think to yourself, you know, I'm painting here. I shouldn't be feeling grit. That's fine, go with it. Just going to follow the curve of the arch. Come around that back corner. There we go. Lovely stuff. It's all the crooks and nannies. Now, so that it doesn't all pull with gravity when I stand this back up again, I'm going to actually leave this off to the side, lay flat, so it's not going to puddle, it's not going to pull down anywhere. Do you know what? Yeah, why not? Let's tie it in with the concrete. We can get some shadows going then. Hopefully you just caught out the pot marks that come into life. So yeah, we'll try to run a corner. Like so. Lovely. I'll chuck some in there as well. Now on the inside we're just going to concentrate around where the where the blocks come together. So we're just going to go a little bit over. That's the one. And then come down at the bottom end. Like so. Doesn't have to be neat. And what we'll do then is hopefully this part we've not painted properly, we should get some highlights going. So, right, so leave that for a few minutes to dry off, like I say. Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So about half an hour later, we're lovely and dry. Now if you compare the two sides now, we've got quite a bright in your face colour and then quite a grubby one, but you see the detail that's been picked out now by the wash around the concrete. So we like that. Now I'm just going to moisten a cotton bud and just work some of this pigment around now. I'm not scrubbing overly hard, it's just literally grazing over the top. You can probably see the surface getting a little bit moist. Yeah, I said moist. So just moving the pigment around a little bit. That's fine. Clean this side up a little. So it's just little streaks now, as opposed to big bands. And it all blends in nicely. There we go. So that's that bit done. Now scrub away at some of this brickwork. Just knock it back a little bit. Excuse me. And again, don't go scrubbing too much. It's just enough to move things around a little bit. Like I say, if we'd have used a gloss varnish underneath, we'd be able to move this around a lot better. But I want this to grip a little bit. So we've got the idea that there's a lot of stuff been kicking up over the last few years. We've had some kind of nuclear event as well. So it's not going to be pristinely clean. So that's one version. I'm just going to let that moisture dry back a little bit. You can see the shine here where it's all damp. So I'll let that dry back a little bit. I'm having terrible problems with my shadows today. Lovely. Alright then, so that's all dry. What we'll do eventually is we'll gloss varnish this so we can bring back some of this more to detail. Oh, I've had trouble with my shadows today. Right, let's get on this side. You can see the difference now in the colours. It's just toned everything back and blended everything together. We need to do some stucco-y type work on this one. You can probably see just there, you've got like a couple of massive great big chips and stuff like that we can work with. Brilliant. It shows the difference between the two courses. Like when you build buildings, you have like a couple of different courses of bricks and stuff like that. You can actually see the two courses. It's great. Mr. Surfacer 1000 available from emodels.co.uk. See, we're doing a job again. Hopefully that's not gone too snotty. I've left it on for 5 minutes. I'm shaking it like mad off camera. There we go. That's fine. Dry stuff falling out of the lid. Does get a bit niffy, this one. So open a window if you can. Using a dedicated brush. You don't mind getting all goopy and horrible. Just load the brush up and take some of that back away. You might be better off with the slightly thicker version of this. Well, basically what we want to do now is I'm just going to fill in some of these lines up here so we can add a stucco-y type effect. Now I could sit here and mix up all kinds of polyfiller and things like that. I've not got time for that. This is just a version of one of the many things that you can do. So let's get this over here so I'm not reaching over. So that's just a version. There are many different versions of how to do this. Basically all I'm going to do now is dot these on, let them dry, and then build over the top again just to take away some of those mortar lines. And it also gives me a visual cue for where things are going. Let's do one down here. Yeah, bear in mind, this has been a battle. It's been a nuclear event at some point. Nuclear. Thanks, W. Let's get one down. Yeah, move the model to suit you as well. Don't try and dislocate your wrists trying to get things done. Anything like that. So, there we go. A rough idea of where we're going to be working on. That's it. Let these dry. Do a couple of coats. Just to hide some of that brickwork. Let's do some there as well. It's like, this isn't the way of doing it, it's a version of. There's plenty of different ways of doing this. Have a play! Cool, right, let that dry for a bit. That's the third application now. I'm happier with where it is. I might do a fourth. You can see now the brick lines are actually going, the mortar lines even. So there's a little bit of work, but I can do this now over several sittings in between shifts at work. Whereas I can't do that with the polyfiller. I can't sit here, mix it and then slop it on and stuff like that. I'll literally do this within a few minutes. To clean this up, zoom back out again, Tony. To clean this brush up, I use this stuff, available from emodels.co.uk, in a little perfumey type bottle that my dear friend Mr. Langy managed to sequester for me from where he works. As you can see, it cleans the brush up beautifully. Takes all the primer away from your brush, and then give that a quick wipe on a towel that you have especially for this purpose, which I've managed to lose again, because it's me, I lose things. Yeah, that's a lot more manageable than using a whacking great big bottle like that to clean your brush up with. A lot more manageable. Marvellous. And also, there's not much more clean up to do when I knock that over. If I knock that over, that's like, yeah. Because I will, I'll knock it over at some point, I always do. Cool. Excuse me. Oh dear, sorry about that. Wow, that came from nowhere. Right then, so, yeah, welcome back. Looks all shiny on that primer stuff, but if you do the finger test, it's actually, yeah, it's dry. We like that. Okay, so, still can't find my palette, but then again, I've not really been looking for it. You'll do till I find you. It's alright, it's been one of those days. One of those days. We had the wonderful job today of showing the managers round. because we're about to do that restructure at work, so I can get me working, well, my social life back, so I can get back to doing this kind of thing on a regular basis, as well as doing my family thing. So all the bosses came down. How do you do this? How do you do that? How do you do? Why are we doing it this way? Why are we doing it that way? Well, you tell me. It was your idea. This is what you insisted on. This is why we're doing it. Oh, right. Doesn't work, does it? I've been telling you that for 3 bleeding years. Yeah. Bosses. Absolute muppets, a lot of them. Right then, so... yeah, I've got to be careful how I say this, because one of them watches these. Yes. So, Revel's Stone Grey. I think I mentioned this in the last video, or one of the last videos. I've chosen Revel because I can get 2 of those for the price of one of the others, because nobody buys them, because it's Revel. So they know the price is down. Ooh, that's a bit too close to this colour. We'll go with it. We'll go with it. So it's straight from the pot, straight over this primer. But we can change the effects of this once it's on. This is just the base coat layer. So just go straight over the top. I've already said that, haven't I? So we want it thick and goopy. Don't want to water this down. I want it thick and goopy so it'll help the primer layer just to cover up some of those bricks, the mortar lines in the bricks. A bit too much on the brush. Lovely coverage. Lovely coverage. These are very similar to tabletop gaming paints anyway, in the way they work, the way they're formulated. They do remind me a lot of the Citadel range. You know, the new version that they brought out a few years back. It's that kind of formula to them. So once you thin these down, they've got lovely coverage, as we've already seen with the base itself. I've got a whistle in my nose, I do apologise. I'm in shot, just about. Just managed to bob my head around the corner. Managed to find a gap in the frame of the camera stand. Like I say, I'm not being too careful, I'm literally just throwing this paint on. But I'm trying to stay within the lines. Tongue's poking out and everything. It's great. What this does now is it just breaks up that great big block of brickwork. Like I say, this is only one version of many different versions we could do to this. Don't just stick with what I'm telling you to do. Have a bob around on YouTube. There's lots and lots of brilliant tutorials on how to do dioramas and things like that. Like I say, this is just one version. You know, you've got an entire kit here. Have a play. You'd be amazed at what you can do. You know, there comes a point, I used to sit there myself saying, I wish I could do that. And there came a point where I was like, no, stop saying it now. Just do it. The very worst that can happen is we do something we don't like. If that happens, you literally just reprime it. Go again. It's never the end of the world. I used to think that, but it's not. Nothing's impossible, we just haven't figured it out yet. Lovely, 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 lovely. See, I'm doing motivational speeches around everything. It's great. Alright then. I'm happy with that. It's not to everybody's taste, I do realise that, but you don't have to do this. You can do whatever you want to it. But I do like that. Right then, let that paint dry. We'll pop it in the oven. Gas mark 7. Stop your nonsense. Newly available from emedals.co.uk. Wait, what? Really? It's November! Oh, do you know? Missing all summer. Not once did they come round. It's November. Oh, I resign. Okay, let's finish texting my brother. So, right then. Drink my coffee. Crack. That's annoyed me, that. All summer. Not once. Oh, hinges. Right then, that dirt wash, like we did earlier on to the side. Earlier? Well, a couple of days ago, on to the side. Yep. Sort that out. So straight from the pot again. Same thing, we're just going to slap this all over. Again, we've done the matte varnish, so I've got something to grip onto. And it'll bind in and it'll bite and things like that. And just whack it all over. I do this, I always put the bottle down on the left hand side and then I have to come across what I'm working on. That's not very good presentation, that. But then if I put the bottle on this side, then I've got to reach across. Oh, do you know. These are the things you have to worry about as a presenter. It's great. Yeah. Oh, gone quiet. What do you mean good? Let's work small with that bit there as well. Get some more. And then again we'll leave this to dry for about half an hour or so. And I'll give me a chance to go walk my dog. Go make a brew. Because that one's gone cold. What else can I do? Oh, yeah, definitely. No, you don't need to know that bit. Too much info. Alright, done. Quick and easy. We like that. And this brush now I can just take away into the bathroom, run it under the warm tap, hot tap, something like that. Just give it a bit of a rinse. Job done. Nice and simple. I'll tell you what, that logo's looking a bit grubby now. Look at the state of all that. All that overspray. So you can imagine, if that's what it looks like with the overspray, what's it doing to our nasal passages? And our lungs and stuff. Yeah, I know, cheerful. Right then, let's get the cotton buds out. Have a quick play with this, get it all moving round. Okay, that's brought out that detail beautifully. Here's the dry side, see where we are. Beautiful stuff. Let's get a bit more in that corner there. Lovely. So as grubby as that's made it, we don't quite want it that grubby. Get off. Right, it's done the trick. It's blended everything together beautifully. Swap to the dry side again. A nice little bit around the top here. Great stuff. So we've now got the illusion that there's been some kind of damage going on. There's been some kind of mulling, some kind of battering, and that's what we've been left with. Nice, liking that. Right then, I was thinking of just adding some oil paint over the top of that, just to bring out that mortar again, but I don't think I will. No, don't think I will. So we'll give that another layer of varnish in a minute. I'll just give that a few minutes to dry off because I've got moisture on there again now. Give that a few minutes to dry off. We'll give all that matte varnishing, and then we'll do some pigments, and then we should be done. Right, so using some Big Productions Industrial City Dirt. I'm not too sure whether this is still available or not, because I've had this one for years and years and years and years and years. I'm actually just going to just add some around that base there, just to give the illusion that there's been all kinds of stuff crumbling away from the door and off the wall for quite a while. Just move that around a little bit. We'll get some at the base of the brickwork as well. Just move it around. Some on the skulls. Coming. I know, terrible joke. Right then. Oh, that's my thinners. Where's my thinners? Are you there, thinners? You should be thinners because you were there earlier. Where did you go? Where did you go? You're right there in front of me. I don't know. I don't know. You know, get some odorless thinners. Doesn't have to be that brand. It can be any brand you want, as long as it's odorless. Otherwise, you're going to have people running away and screaming at you. We're just going to add a couple of little spots, and you can see it like zip off straight away. So don't go crazy. Just add a drop here and there. You don't need to saturate it. One there, and it should just follow the pigments around, and then you just leave it. Half a drop there, half a drop there, so I'm literally just now touching around that back edge. What we'll do is we'll let that evaporate. So that's literally 3 drops worth. What I'll do is it evaporates, it dries back, and just stabilises all that powder and fixes it to the paintwork we've already got there. And so it just gives that little illusion that there's brick dust and whatnot knocking about. What else have we got? Black smoke. Some black smoke. Ooh, I've not even opened this one. Let's see what this one does. I'll put this one more strategic, like at the back edge here where we've overpainted a little bit around this edge here, which might be a little bit too dark, But this is how you find out. You experiment, you play. Just blend that out a little bit. I think Ammo for Mig may well have brought this out as their own brand. I'm pretty sure it's all the same company anyway. Mig Productions and Ammo for Mig. It's all part of the same conglomerate of things. It made sense in my head, that one. I may well be wrong. Often am. I'm pretty sure he's taken these as Ammo for Mig these days. Seems to have taken everything else. Sorry, Meg. Let's do some there. What else can we do? Get some across there. Blend these in a little bit as well. Just break it all up. There's still a part of me that wants to be very macabre. I had a shadow here of somebody being vaporised during the atomic blast. That's a bit too dark even for me. Okay. Let's do some across there like so. Yeah, why not? Let's add some there. There's a big crater there. Let's get a bit of shadow back here as well. Right, stop faffing. At risk of over egging the pudding. You want me pudding? Same again, we'll just take a pipette into the odorless thinners. And we'll literally just go into touch. One drop. And watch it disappear all around the place. Get the words on, Tony. Just do a little touch there. I say it just tends to stay within the confines of where the powder's gone. I'm hoping the camera's catching that. So it's not disappearing everywhere, it's just staying where the powder is. It's like it's being sucked up with osmosis or something. It's brilliant. Right. I'll leave that now for an hour or so and come back and check on it. Cool. And eventually when it all dries out it looks like that. That's kind of cool. Now it does still need fixing, so we'll seal that in with a matte varnish pretty soon, but now we get to the fun part where I can start lumping these fellas back on and try and get some kind of composition sorted out before I lock them down permanently. Stay. This is going to be like herding cats now, I can feel it. Wow, he's lost completely. Is there somewhere? That's quite odd. Stay. Stay. So they're quite. What's what I'm looking for here? Quite stable. Just dropping that thing there. Just blank everything off. That's just a serving suggestion. Doesn't have to go like that, but that is quite a decent little diorama once you get them all set up. You can use a combination of them. You know, they don't have to go on the stand like that. You could just use one. You could use all five. You can pose them exactly how you wanted to. But that is pretty much that now. Let's sort it out. That's better. Now we can see the boys. It's not bad at all. So you could go absolutely to town with that diorama, but my brief is build the bits and do the metals more than anything. But you could absolutely run away with that diorama. It's a good basis. Right then, so I'm going to matte varnish that on the diorama itself, and then we'll look into fixing these guys down permanently. Right then, so the matte varnish has dried. Oh, it gets off. Oh, white tack everywhere. So we've got that lovely dusty effect now. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Right, so let's add these fellas to the base for the final time. Let's try to figure out composition of a little base so it looks kind of natural. Yeah, that's not going to work. There we go. What have you? This might take a while. Nobody move. Nobody move. It's stable. Nobody move. I'm gonna grab some. Ooh, don't knock everything over off camera. I'm gonna grab some Tamiya X. No, it's not X at all. It's Tamiya extra thin. Extra thin? Yes, extra thin. In the green top. It was surprisingly crusty for some reason. Don't know why. I'm just going to give it a reaction. Take the glue down his toes and onto the thing. Now don't worry about the paint and stuff like that, because we can touch this in with pigments again afterwards. It's not a huge problem. It's not a great deal. If I look at the side of the model here, where the floor is, and the arch of the foot, there is quite a gap. So it is literally going to be his toes and his heel that connect to the thing. With this extra thin, even though it'll react with the paint and the plastic underneath, you can't even see him, can you? That's odd. Yeah, even though it reacts with the plastic and the paint, it doesn't quite give you like that massive great big flashlight that you get with the old tube blues that we used to use as kids. I've got a toffee in my mouth. It's not very polite, that, is it? I've not offered you guys one. I do apologise. You don't want to fight me, aren't you? Ooh, was that it? Did I have you on skull? Probably not those. It's still freaking me out. Right, we've got all these skulls. Where are the bodies? That's not gonna work. Got him. Got him. Right. So it's possibly a little bit too close to this figure here. But I don't care anymore. He's there. He's on. Let the capillary reaction take the glue under his foot and onto his foot. But that's fine because we can add some pigments. So don't forget, it's a dusty field. So there's going to be all kinds of dust knocking about. Just throw that there. There's about a million guys in the lab. Not a million, there's about 4 of you yelling at your TV at the moment. What are you doing, lad? I'm sure there are better ways of doing this, but right now this is working for me. And hopefully my gimbal's going to stay one place. Stay. Stay. Good lad. I'm also wondering what kind of annoying music I've got to play over the top of this to cover the grey big pauses. That's one complaint I get a lot about the videos. Do you have to use that kind of music? Yeah, because I like it. Right. Move the piece to suit you, don't dislocate your wrists. So I'll swing all the way around. So. Again, like the capillary action of the glue. Do its thing around the toes. Yeah, nice stutter kicks in though. Because why not? Oops. Don't forget, this is just a serving suggestion. You know, you can do yours however you want to. For me, I'm going to try and show off that I've done 5 different techniques. Wow, that's solid. Gave that fella on the under right whack then with my finger, and he didn't budge. Like that. And right on the end. So, hopefully. There we go. That works. Okay, there. Stood on the skull. Yeah, why not? That should be. Not quite level though. That works. See, it can change. It's fine. And that dot of glue that we've got around about there, just let that dry. Don't go scrubbing it or anything like that, because that will strip your paint away. Just let it dry and let it evaporate. It'll be fine. Looks like to take that reunion tool. Cool. Right then. Leave that to completely dry. So leave that for at least an hour. So there we go. Back to me. Back to present day. And that's kind of bizarre how they blend in to the background. Especially when you come up here a little bit. That's brilliant. I like that. Skulls on skulls. I'm still quite concerned where the rest of the bodies are. It's just skulls. No, I don't understand that. But there we go. There's the fellas. Camera's wobbly. Stay still. Stay. Good boy. There we go. Right. So that's done. Hopefully, let's give you a few ideas. Like I say, with that diorama, you can actually go completely overboard, but I didn't want to confuse it all and overfuss it and things like that. I quite actually like the simplicity of that now, rather than adding all them bits and bobs I was going to do right at the beginning. But there's still scope for that. It's something I might come back to eventually when I've got a bit more time, because I've got a load of catching up to do now. But that'll do us. Thank you so much for your patience over this build. Work has been terrible, but we're finally back in control of that now. So I've got a lot more free time on my hands, so I've got all the catching up to do. It's great. So I'm going to be back in the new year with the new build. Yeah, I'll be back. Sorry about that. Get the logo in. I'm going to need a cleaner logo. I'm going to stay at that. All the overspray. That's supposed to be white, that background. Terrible. Bob Long. See my mates at emodels.co.uk. Just bear with me a sec whilst I go and grab that. I will, now I've got a bit more free time, I will come back and revisit this, and I'll show you a couple of different techniques that I've been playing around with in the background. We'll do a proper talk through of that. You definitely need that kit. It is so useful. It really is. So we'll do that in between this build and the next one in the new year. I will be back. Bob Long, see my mates at emodels.co.uk. Tell them I sent you. They'll probably say, oh look, the cat dragged in, or something along those lines. Basically everything you see me use for this build is available from them. In the meantime, I will see you very soon. Take care, guys.